Yes, I've done every fashion thing going.
Yes, definitely. Was for me too, yeah. You had to be wearing everything that was up to date and in fashion to impress both the boys and the girls.
I don't think fashion was it. I think hanging with the crowd, wearing clothes that mattered to the crowd that I was with at the time was more important.
We were very limited because of the war. We were given coupons and we had to make those last until the next issue of coupons came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but I didn't have a lot of money to spend on fashion. My money, my wages used to go straight to my mother.
Well, I had to be thankful what I got given with my parents.
Anything from hot pants and tank tops to loons, flares as we call them now, I suppose, but there were loons and Oxford bags. I remember having Oxford bags. Platform shoes.
Yeah.
In the 70s I was punk, in the 80s I was a goth and then a new romantic, and went through just about every single thing through the 80s. You name it, I've done it.
I used to have my hair shaved up one side and a long tendril down this side. My favourite dress at the time was a military style dress which I wore with 1950s original stilettos that I bought from a little shop called Funny Wonder. And my greatest accessory was my boyfriend, and I made him dress in military trousers too with a big line down the side of them. And I remember walking through York with everybody's heads turning looking at us.
When I was 17, miniskirts had more or less just hit the high streets, and every time was miniskirts, but they also had maxi skirts and midi skirts. So when we went out of the house, we wore maxi skirts, but by the time we met our friends, we were in minis.
Well, mine was in the 60s, so miniskirts, big beehives with little loops coming out the top that made you at least 2 foot taller. It's quite good when you're only 5.5 foot. Big stilettos and winkle pickers.
Oh, definitely. High heels, winkle pickers,
yeah.
Yes.
You wore your best clothes on Sunday, your second best on Saturday, and then your working clothes.
This is a picture of me in my Marks and Spencer uniform when I was 17. I've got the lovely 80s perm and the gorgeous polyester M&S logo dress.
I've always made my own clothes. I've seen it as something that's quite important to do, and to be aware of how to manufacture and make your own clothes, because it's quite easy to take it for granted.
No, always shop.
I did. My mum made them, and I sort of made them along with her, so she made my first miniskirt.
My mum used to make me a coat out of blankets. Wow. Yeah. If you had a grey blanket, she'd make me a grey coat and she'd edge it with red.
When I was a 15-year-old at Garforth Comprehensive Youth Club, I was absolutely dying for the latest fashion, which of course was Olivia Newton-John drain pipe jeans that she'd wore in Grease the movie. And nobody had them in the shops, and that became the first real attempt at customising my own clothes.
My favourite fashion item ever, I remember when my dad took me shopping and he brought me a Fred Perry cotton t-shirt, and I just never took it off. I just thought I was so cool with Fred Perry.
The best outfit, that was a navy blue suit, a skirt and coat, and I kept that for best, and I only used that at Sundays or at special occasions.
To be quite honest, I used to really like trouser suits when they first come into fashion. I really like my trousers. And I think that's why I favour trousers more than I do a dress even now.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
I still have a pink boob tube that I got free with Bliss magazine, maybe, when I was a kid. And I remembered it was the first item of clothing that I ever owned that my sister actually stole from me.
Platform shoes in the 70s. I loved platform shoes and my mum wouldn't let me wear them. And especially there were shoes called Sasha shoes, and they were like, had a wiggly line on them, and they were really big and chunky. And I just absolutely loved them, and I never ever got any. And I think now I love platform shoes so much because I was never allowed them when they first were fashionable.
My platform shoes, they were wedges, platform wedges, and I got them from a shop called Snob.
Well, if you were going anywhere and you had no tights or stockings then, but you had to have gravy browning on your legs and then you made look back, you see, and you look to have tan legs, and then you put a pencil up your legs to make you seam on your stocking.
Midbury uniform. Oh, lovely. Can you tell us about your midwifery?
Oh, this was all during the war.
And what did it look like? What was it the same?
It was very difficult getting round, of course, because you couldn't put lights on anywhere. I enjoyed it.
In the 1940s, when I was a teenager, you had to conform. There wasn't the variation. But today, it's lovely because young people especially can wear what they like, what they're comfortable in, wear the hair what colour they like, you know, and anything that they're happy in, and they don't get a second look. Whereas when I was young, they would have stood out.
If some of you, when they go out, there's that much showing of the body. I tell her sometimes when she comes knocking on the door, get some clothes on. But we wouldn't have been able to go out. My mum wouldn't have let us go out like that.
Okay.
We'd have been, and you
Dragged
know,
back home.
come back in. You're not going out like that.
No.
My dad. Yeah. Father. Some of our work colleagues, I were working at the time, and some of us work colleagues used to sort of take a breath when you turned up in your hot pants and your mini skirts and your skirts that had got splits. They were quite shocked, so yeah, quite a few people.
You tried to dodge out at house before your dad saw you, really, because if he saw you, it were put a scarf around your neck and cover that up, or don't you think that dress is a bit too short?
Yeah, I think the actual 60s and 70s sort of shocked a lot of people.
I'd say the most embarrassing fashion moment is when I stepped out in a Spice Girls Union Jack dress and thought I was the Ginger Spice.
Mine was at the Leeds Festival a few years ago, and we all got sort of dressed up just in leggings and like loads of colour and everything. And when I got there, my friend's little girl said, "Oh, Sharon Bird, what have you come as?" And she thought it was fancy dress.
Embarrassing.
Do I have to tell you that?
Yeah, please.
Well, it was... we used to wear what they call French knickers.
Okay.
Which had a little button that you fastened. And I was out shopping with my daughter, and the button fell off and my knickers fell down around my ankles. And I had to sedately step out of them, put them in my bag and walk on. And there were some men doing some work on the road, and you can imagine the wolf whistles that went on behind me. And I was so embarrassed. Oh. I nearly died.
I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and I naively thought I didn't have any fashion disasters until I found this. So this, I just don't know what were we thinking of? Did we decide to coordinate our outfits? Was it by accident? I really don't know. What were we thinking about? 1980s posh and becks? That is horrible. Don't do this at home, kids.
I used to wear beads, long beads, thinking about this now, long beads. And you used to wear them across your body. And you probably have about 10 of them.
I think my biggest fashion mistake when I look back at photographs has probably been the fashion of wearing a baggy t-shirt with leggings in the 1980s. Because in the 1980s, I still had a decent figure. And I look back now and I think, well, I look like a lump in them big baggy t-shirts. I wish that I'd lived in the 50s so I could have had my waist nipped in, showing my figure better.
My biggest fashion mistake? Oh, I don't know.
Gravy legs.
Yeah. Yeah, if animals were about.
Remember when the new look came in and it was down here, and I got a beautiful dress in that, but of course my coat was short, you know, up to here, and I looked a real sight with a lovely long dress and a short coat. That was a disaster. Yes.
So biggest inspiration was probably like pop bands, Steps, S Club 7, maybe like Nickelodeon TV programmes, Tia and Tamara, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, all the oldies, the good ones.
Do you know, it was probably my sister.
Oh.
Because we always used to try, you know, get her clothes.
Well, Twiggy had hit the high street and everything were Twiggy, but Cilla Black, I used to watch a lot of Top of the Pops that had just come into fashion, and Cilla Black was quite good. She was always up to date, and Sandy Shaw, all the female singers.
I think my inspirational people in fashion have been vintage people, really, like Catherine Hepburn, Twiggy and Vivienne Westwood.
I think it probably would have been someone like Debbie Harry or Susie Sue, someone who was quite punky at the time and quite different.
Mine were Blondie.
Yeah.
I loved Blondie. But that was a bit younger, I wasn't 17 then, but I tried to copy everything that she had.
Was platform shoes. Footwear especially, I think, has come back into fashion.
Wedges.
Yeah, wedges
Definitely.
are mainly, yeah. The
Mini
tight
skirts.
boots. Tight boots again, mini skirts, hot pants, all sorts of different stuff that they're wearing.
Well, my daughter at the moment is constantly trying to shop me, constantly dyeing her hair bright red, orange. She's always wearing band shirts and the bands that were around when I was young, so very much that sort of alternative side at the moment is what we used to look like in the late 70s, I suppose.
If I maybe lost a few pounds.
Oh.
Yes, if I were slimmer.
If I had the figure and didn't look silly. Yeah, I love the fashion. I think, you know, the fashions are amazing sometimes. You know, you get a bit jealous of a bit where have the years gone sort of thing. So yeah.
I think I wore a dress last night that would have probably wore when I was 17, but now I have to wear leggings underneath to pull in and tuck in and
yeah, I think fashions are amazing.
As long as when you get older, as long as you cover your arms a bit and cover your above you don't want your knees showing, and just sort of wear things that skim you. And I would hate to ever look like mutton dressed as lamb, so I try and be modern but with a little quirkiness with it.
Yeah, but with
Yes,
a longer
I think
length.
I would. Yes.
Much longer length.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, why not?
Too young. I'm too old, and I was only young in those days. Yes. I doubt it.
Absolutely not. I've got more money to buy clothes with now, and I can have more of a fashion sense.
Yes, I would, because I still like my skirts and my jumpers. You know.
Do you miss them?
Well, I haven't altered much, I don't think, with my clothing.
Would I wear what I wore when I was 17? I think I wouldn't, because at 17 you're pushing a lot of boundaries, you're trying new things. Now I feel quite confident and comfortable in the things that I wear. I'm probably going to wear the clothes that I wear now until I'm 50, 60, 70, whatever. You know, I think that I've found what I feel comfortable in. But at 17 I think you're just being a little bit more experimental with clothes, so I wouldn't necessarily wear some of the stuff that I did wear when I was 17 now.